What's up, nerds? It's Pat from the Nerds You're Looking For podcast, and we are back for another episode of Kingdom Come Deliverance to catch you nerds up. Last episode, we're still trying to figure out what happened in this particular stud farm, I guess is what they call it, and it was raided, and a lot of horses were killed, and people were killed, and we finally kind of figured out what happened. We have a lead on a suspect, but we had to ask around for him, or I guess about him, and we talked to a priest who wants us to meet him in tavern, which I think is kind of a weird place to meet a priest in the evening. Well, it's not quite the evening yet, so what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna talk to the scribe, and he's gonna teach us how to read. So we're gonna do that real quick. I'm assuming it's not gonna be real quick, but you know what I mean.
I'd like to learn to read.
You? You don't look like the makings of a priest or clerk. But why not? I've taught all sorts. Bear in mind, it won't be all that easy. You'll need plenty of time and a few groschen for my trouble.
All right. I don't want to waste time. We can get started. The sooner I master it, the better.
Very well. I will require some groschen from you, though, and set aside at least a couple of days so I can put you through your paces, if indeed time is of the essence.
Oh, I have to give him 50? That's a lot to learn how to read, but I'm going to go for it.
Then we may as well start. He did break his vow.
I was curious how they were going to have me learn how to read.
May he follow his heart.
This is really going to take 2 days or days? Whatever it is.
Wake up, lad. It's time we were getting on.
I do like the detail, like a blacksmith's son wouldn't know how to read at this particular time period. So I think that's awesome.
There's a book here on the table. Try to read it.
Will I manage?
You ought to be able to. It's a simple text. Come back once you've worked your way through it.
How do I know how to read, though? I mean, I personally know how to read. Oh, I guess I just look at it. Oh, I should probably actually read it, because I bet he's going to ask me questions. Okay, cool. So I guess I kind of know what it says. It was all jumbled. Is it supposed to be like that?
I've read the book.
Wonderful. So tell me, what have you learned?
Something about a goo.
That being greedy doesn't pay.
Excellent. You're one of my most talented.
I have 2 bachelor's
You've
degrees.
uncovered the meaning hidden in the letter.
Nailed it.
Like I told you, books are valuable, and the words that you place in them ought to be no less so.
Does that mean that I can read then?
Yes, you have the foundation. Remember, my boy, the pen is mightier than the sword. To fully learn your way around words will take a lot more reading yet. Now we'll move on to the second lesson, which will be much harder. Many books are written in Latin, the language of erudite and religious men. If you really want to be able to read, there's no getting away from Latin. There's a book on the table with some text. Read it and then come back. You need not understand it, but you should master the letters.
I only just managed the fable about the goose, and now you're asking me to tackle Latin.
You're a clever lad. You'll manage.
I don't think that I will. I did have a buddy in college that kind of knew a little Latin, but it's not like I picked up on it or anything. I barely could pass my own classes. Holy shit. I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't know why I thought I would.
I read the page.
So tell me, Distrupule, what's written there?
No idea. I'm gonna guess.
Nullus est liber tam malus. Ut non liquem
No
pati
way.
prosit.
Good heavens! Don't tell me you haven't had lessons before. Excellent.
Boom! That was a
There's
total
nothing more I can
guess.
teach you. Congratulations. You can go and be ordained right away.
Thank you, Domine. I'm feeling a lot wiser.
Nice. I'm gonna eat this real quick. Yum, 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 yum. What time is it? Okay, so now can I meet him? Can I go meet the priest? I can't believe I pulled that out. Like, that's ridiculous to me. I wonder if you just pick anything, though, if it's gonna be right. Like, I wonder if it really matters. Where's the priest? Oh, he must be actually in the tavern. No, he's not here. I bet I have to skip time or something like that. So let's go ahead and skip to... There we go. Let's do a couple of hours and then we'll see what happens. Alright, I think this is the priest. Yep. Nice.
The blessings of our Lord be...
And with you, lad. Take a seat.
Did I tell you I can read now?
I'm sorry I can't tell you everything. But maybe we can work something out. But first I'd like to hear something about you, my son. With whom do I have the honor? Where are you from?
I'm from Skalitz.
Oh. I'm sorry. What about your kin?
They're dead.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Here. We'll drink to them. It must have been terrible.
It was terrible. It seemed so pointless. We had no warning. They just appeared and began the slaughter. God knows why. They killed anyone who didn't make it to the shelter of the castle. My parents, my girl, even the Deutsch who was on Sigismund's side. I didn't make it to the castle. I wanted to try and help my parents, but there was nothing I could do.
A tankard here.
And I fled to Talmberg with the Cumans on my heels. They almost killed me. They slaughtered people in the surrounding villages. There was a pile of bodies in front of the church in Rovner. Folk who tried to take refuge there, but
My poor child. May God grant them eternal rest. And how did you come to get this assignment? I'd have expected Sir Hanish to send that old grouch, Bernard.
He actually did.
he did, but I found a witness and the trail led here to Ujitz, so he sent me here to follow it up.
Ah, well, congratulations. It's nice to see someone using their head to find things out instead of torture. We'll have to drink to that. Now the most important thing. What actually happened at Noyo? The good folks hereabout are saying all kinds of terrible things, but I take most of it with a pinch of salt.
The rumors aren't exaggerated this time, unfortunately. The Neuhof stud farm was raided by bandits, but they didn't come to pillage or even take the horses. They only wanted to kill. They maimed the horses and slaughtered some people. I'm sure they would have killed more, but the bandits quarreled among themselves and broke off the attack. And judging by what's left of our Lubosh, they're still settling accounts.
I see it's every bit as bad as people claimed. Dreadful. Well then, here's to those poor souls who had to die so pointlessly and so terribly.
I've told you all about me. Now it's your turn, Father. You don't look much like our parish priest at home. I noticed you're pretty handy with a sword. I wouldn't expect that of a man of the cloth.
You know what they say. The Lord moves in mysterious ways.
But this is a bit more mysterious than others.
Let's just say I haven't always been a priest. Fate led me to places where affairs were settled by force. These days, of course, it's just a bit of exercise to keep me in shape.
Well, we've had an agreeable chat, but now let's get down to business. So, about this confessional seal. Do you really want more innocent people to die?
Henry, that's not how it works. There are matters in which you can't make exceptions because if you do it once, you'll forever be tempted to do it again. If people stop believing in the church because their confessional secrets are betrayed, they won't trust anyone, and that's worse than even the most hideous crime.
I understand, but that means I've reached a dead end. Those cutthroats will strike again, and I can't stop them.
Chin up, lad. I might have a solution.
What?
If I tell you what Lubos told me, I'd be betraying the confessional secret. But, first thing tomorrow, I'll try something I think might help you.
Word of honor?
On my soul.
I always wondered about the things a priest tells his congregation. Where on earth do you get the ideas for your sermons?
Well, Ujits isn't Prague. It's not enough to inspire the fans. They have to be entertained, too. If I only read from the Bible, I'd soon be preaching to an empty church.
Our priest wasn't exactly a bard. So what do you preach to your flock about?
It has to be something topical. Condemning vices. And, of course, describing them in detail. Tongue lashing about the two popes goes down well these days. And stories from real life, with a nice moral to them, are popular as well. Especially if they're about fornication and similar scandalous vices.
Can you give me an example?
Well, recently a priest by the name of Jan Hus started preaching in Prague, in the Czech language, and the people liked it. I hear he always has a full house. A journeyman who heard him told me what Hus is preaching, and I like the sound of it. I'm thinking about putting it in my own repertoire.
What's so amazing about it?
The preaching of Master Jan Hus about Mother Church. The lamentable wealth in which the church is drowning has turned to poison. And nearly the whole of Christendom is contaminated. Just like a flock of hungry ravens, they settled on this land to devour every grain of gold and silver. They know no mercy. Their hearts are corrupted by longing for wealth. And they shamelessly profit from everything. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay and you will have absolution. What if the devil himself were to pay? Would he ascend to heaven too? With such money gained from the poor, they buy beautiful horses to ride and needless servants to pamper them. They gamble at dice and dress their whores in expensive furs. While Jesus Christ walked barefoot and had no place to lay his head. Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people too. Amen.
Well, this Jan Hus character is quite a rebel.
Oh, the congregation will love it.
I don't doubt it.
Let's drink to that.
Funny. That last bit reminds me of someone.
What do you mean? My situation's completely different. Huth preaches against the prelates and the clerics who are robbing the poor. Look at me. I don't have a pot to piss in. I'm no better off than the folk I preach to. I'm one with them in poverty and suffering and everything that troubles them. I drink with them and curse those stuffed habits in Sasau Monastery.
Wow, that was quite the speech. I'm done with this.
Thanks for the sermon, but I think I've been morally uplifted enough. It's getting quite late. What are your plans, Father?
What do you suppose? We have a drink, of course.
That sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, let's get drunk with a priest. Can you actually get drunk in this game? Like, are you gonna like stumble around and shit? Well, we're gonna get drunk for sure. We made new friends. I'm glad that they're not making me actually play dice because I'm bad at that game. I don't understand the rules. For Priest, he's a bit of a drunk. Oh, Henry, crazy. I wonder what this song is. Like, I have no idea what they're saying.
Enough of this.
Bailiff, come on over here. Sit down and have a drink with us.
Don't vex me again, Father. It's 3 hours past dusk, and curfew is long gone.
So what?
So, I'll have you all whipped and put in the stocks, and I'll write a letter to the bishop about you, priest.
Well, nothing to worry about then. Everyone knows the only one around here who can ride is me.
Enough! Men, throw them out.
You looking for a fight? Henry, back me up.
Ah, shit.
I wonder what Teresa's doing now. I could stop by and see her again. I enjoyed it last time.
Sinner, get drunk with the parish priest. I'm not as good with the fighting. Like, I'm better with a sword. God damn it. Come on, dude. How are we even holding our own? Or how are you even holding your own? That's impressive. I don't know why that keeps happening. Shit, shit. There we go. What the fuck are we doing? Why is this happening?
I'd love to. And Henry too, I'm sure. Right, Henry? Stop that
Oh, are
nonsense,
we gonna
Cartman.
DP
Are you
this
out of your
girl?
mind? What will people say?
They can say what they like. What do I care? What do they do to me? Watch the step, my dears. Careful, you don't hurt yourself.
What is happening right now? What has Henry got himself into? Who's this bitch?
Here we are. Look at this beauty.
Ooh, two ladies.
This? Can we?
Who says? Get ringing, wench.
They're crazy.
This is wonderful.
Such a simpler time. Oh, that's gross, man. That's disgusting.
Ah, bloody oath.
You nasty.
And now, my dears, comes the climax of the evening.
Got him. So that happened.
Come here.
I thought they weren't allowed to do it. Thought priests weren't allowed to do it.
Priest has mounted up. What do you say, Henry? Shall we take a little
This
ride
game took a
around?
turn. Holy shit. This is weird. This game took a fucking turn. Literally and figuratively. Did I dream that? Like, did that really happen? So weird. All right, here we go. All right, nerds.
Well,
So as always, I'm going to put all the links to everything else in the video description, including the podcast the nerds you're looking for. As always, I hope that you enjoyed it. Smash that like button. Ding that bell. As always, my name is Patrick Kuhn, and I'm the nerd you're looking for. Take it easy, guys.
Godwin, you beast! Get up! Do you hear me? Wake up, you drunkards!
Oh, fucking hell. Where the... Oh, what the... Oh, who the hell are you? Oh, Henry. My great friend, Henry. Didn't we have a wonderful time?
Well, you certainly did, you old lecher. Now you better pull yourself together quick. You haven't much time. There's some water and something to eat on the table there, but if I were you, I would move my hairy arse before my flock eats me alive.
Oh, step on in my head. Oh, my guts. Oh, my poor suffering stomach. Oh, what was that woman on about? Wait, before my flock eats me alive. I've forgotten something. What have I forgotten?
Where the fuck am I?
What the fuck was it? Oh. Mass! Oh shit, I have to say mass. I gotta say mass. You have to help me.
How? You're the priest.
I can't do it in this state. Maybe the liturgy. But I have to give a sermon as well. Oh, this is a disaster. They're gonna excommunicate me. I'd like to help you, but you can. You can do the sermon for me.
What? So, first I investigate a murder no one wants investigated. Then I drunkenly keep the whole town up all night. And now you want me to preach at them from the pulpit? Do you want them to burn us at the stake?
No. No, I've got it. Suppose that Sir Radzig's protege. You just came from studying in Prague. And you want to share the words of Master Jan Hus, who you recently heard preaching there. Henry, look. From what I remember, we might have overdone it a bit last night. And if the bailiff or someone else complains about me, the bishop's gonna have my guts for garters. So I'd appreciate it. Stop gaping at me like a stuffed squirrel and start helping.
You're mad. You're stark raving mad.
I'm not. It's a perfect plan. It's flawless. Oh. How about this? If you help me with this, I'll tell you who Lubosh's cronies are.
So all at once the confessional seal isn't so sacred?
Don't mock me. I won't give you a second chance.
Well, all right. But I can't make any promises about what'll happen.
No, neither can I.
What do you want me to do exactly?
I'll go and start the liturgy. Then I'll introduce you. You give the sermon I told you yesterday in the tavern, and that's that. No need to drag it out. If it turns out well, I'll tell you what I know about Lubosh.
Christ almighty. Fine then. We have a deal.
Wonderful. Let's get to it then.